I thought it would be quite an interesting thing to do, because I want to go into film. It'd be really good to see the process behind it and meet some people who work in the industry, and I just thought it'd be a useful and fun experience.
What we're filming?
I really want to act for film, it's what I want to go into, and I don't really have a lot of experience with acting for film, so any experience in acting really, and I wanted to get some in before I start.
I feel as if this week will help me in my future projects because I haven't done anything like this before. This feels like I'm kind of like what they do in the industry. So it's quite, I don't know, I feel quite mature doing it.
Oh no.
My scene is about the sort of emotional isolation of my character.
It'll be fine. It's just a new place. You'll make some friends eventually.
That character personifies a lot of people, if you know what I mean. Like, that character shows how a lot of people feel rather than just how this individual feels.
This scene was about this idea of somebody having these pressures on them and them hating their own body, and then people, the hands sort of represented people around you saying that it's okay and it's fine, but you're still struggling and trying to cover yourself because you don't have much respect for yourself almost. This scene was inspired by personal experience, how I feel about myself and others around me again, when we were trying to create the scene, we sort of wrote a list of all the things that that I felt about myself and what others did as well, and then we got all these words together and started trying to find a way to show this in a short 20-second scene.
In your short film, what is your scene about?
My scene in the film is about, the isolation around being surrounded by different groups and wanting to be a part of a group, but not specifically those ones, and not really fitting in.
We came up with the theme of isolation by watching a film called The Tempest, and we came up with themes from the film and what we could link them to, and isolation was a topic that came up. My scene is about someone who is struggling with their body. They don't feel like they should be in the body that they have. I changed my body we showed the natural curves and then me flattening them and struggling to put on the vest to show how my body was transforming and going straighter.
My scene is about the feeling that everyone is looking down at you and putting you down constantly and just making you feel really bad about yourself.
This guy who's kind of been put under pressure by society to look a certain way, so he's doing this fitness to try and set a goal for himself. He wants to hit this certain goal, a time limit, so he can kind of try and prove something to himself that he's better than what he is.
I'd say the biggest thing I've learned this week is, communication skills with everyone and trying to get your point across to the actors.
So we're going to go from when he turns around, so you two will need to block him out again a little bit. So just block, we'll go from that.
And, trying to get your ideas in your head into words, which is quite a challenge sometimes.
And down to Tom.
Damn it!
Keep going.
I didn't find it that hard to come up with a shot list for the film because, as a group, we all communicated quite easily. But there was some moments where things started getting changed around, and I kind of got a little bit confused.
I quite enjoyed bossing people around and, creating scenes from almost nothing, taking ideas and building a picture of them. That's really what I've loved to learn, and that's what I have been learning this week. And, working behind the cameras and working with great people is a good thing to do.
I've enjoyed the experience of being around cameras and how camera acting is, because it's completely different to theatre acting, and it's a completely new experience for me, so that's what I've most enjoyed. Camera acting is different to theatre acting because you don't really have to be over the top. It's more realistic because you don't have to do all your emotions in every action you do.
Maybe when you look down at your watch, kind of widen your eyes.
I've learned how difficult it is to stay under the lights for a long period of time. how to like get the good angles, and like watching the film guys kind of like do it all and how difficult it actually is.
Just stop talking. Are you sure you want to wear that?
Just stop
Look
talking.
at yourself.
Are you sure you want to wear that?
I think working with film has definitely been a highlight with this week because I've never done anything like it before. I've done lots of theatre and lots of different types of theatre, but actually sitting in front of a camera and acting is a lot different, and I've enjoyed learning about it.
Working in a group of people and keeping everyone happy is a real life skill, especially for film, because you don't get to do that much elsewhere.
It kind of like, because I've been working with the same people for quite a while now, it's kind of nice to meet new people to work with. So then like, you kind of know what it's going to be like when you leave kind of thing and work with new people. Because now I know that I'll be a bit more sociable when it comes to meeting new people, making more short films. It's definitely built my experience and made me develop as a filmmaker. Gave me more experience, and experience is what you need for a filmmaker.
What's one thing you've learnt this week?
It's interesting to see actors like working and doing their thing, because I don't often see that. Whenever I've worked on projects before, it's kind of just been me, and it's usually been something animated or something like that. So I don't often get to work with actors, so that's kind of interesting.
I've enjoyed really getting it sounds sort of like behind the cameras, I guess, like because you kind of, when you watch film, you don't see any of the extra work that goes into it, and some of the takes can look like they're all done in one shot. You don't really think about it, and I've really enjoyed being able to see that all, like the whole process, and see how it all comes together.
It's kind of interesting to see how hours of filming is kind of put into this short kind of thing, but how it's all going to look at the end.
A lot of people can sort of glaze over the fact that there is a lot that goes into it, and even I, until I sort of started doing this, didn't realise quite how much effort it would have taken from everyone involved, and how much technical stuff is needed to make the end product successful. So yeah, it's been good to see the actual process.
I'd want to do this workshop again because it's such a great experience for me. I feel that it's right in the path that I want to go down, and being able to work with such great people over a very short amount of time, it's a challenge, but it's a great thing to do. Really, really meaningful. I think it will stick with me, this experience.